Since the beginning of time, people have been swapping engines. I mean, if your horse was too slow for your carriage, you would swap it out for a stronger and faster horse. Well, the same idea remains today. If you have a cool car with a poopoo engine, you can remove said engine and replace it with something better. Now there are tons of people out there swapping LS V8s into everything, or people sticking 2JZs into trucks and all sorts of things. But this is not the focus of today's video. I want to look at some of the craziest swaps ever, things that will make you go, wait, he did what? But why? How is that even possible? Now today we are only going to look at 7 cars, but there are many more. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. And that way I will know that people like this video and then I can make a part 2. Okay, so let's start this list off with a VW Beetle. And yes, I know, the Beetle has been done to death. I have seen V8 powered Beetles, Porsche powered Beetles, and Mighty Car Mods built an EJ powered Beetle. The point is the car has seen many swaps, so in order to create something truly unique, you have to think far outside of the box. And that is exactly what this dude did. This Budger Bug is powered by a W670-9A 7-cylinder air-cooled radial aircraft engine. Now the engine makes around 220 horsepower, and the owner claims it is properly fast. And down a runway it will feel like a plane taking off. Now, is this swap utterly stupid? Well, yes, you could literally kill a few bystanders. And imagine driving behind this thing. All the sand and crap it will throw at your car. It will just be horrible. But is it cool? Yes. I am sure this thing grabs tons of attention. Okay, so we have to top a VW with a propeller. Well, how do you do that? This is a Yugo with not one but 2 V8 engines. Yes, this slightly fat looking Yugo houses 2 V8 power plants. Which V8? Well, an 8.2 litre Cadillac Eldorado motor, and each motor produces 480 horsepower, which means this Yugo makes just shy of 1,000 horses. Okay, so now I have to add, you can only use both engines for a short amount of time, since they share cooling, which means if you run them both, they will overheat and you'll just break the car. So most of the time you're only allowed to drive it on one, and then the other one's just kind of useless. But it's still fun. I think 480 horsepower is still plenty for a Yugo. And then when you take it to the drag strip, you'll have 2 V8 motors to show everybody that you don't have to compensate for anything. Wait, I think I got that one wrong. Anyways, as I go through this list, I realize some people just have way too much money and time. Next up on this list is a Mini Cooper with a Mini Cooper engine, so all is normal, right? Well, not exactly. It has a second engine in the rear. Now the engine in the rear is not your usual second engine like a V8. Yeah, this thing has a helicopter turbine engine in the rear that produces 420 horsepower. Now to control this lovely car, you need to drive the normal Mini engine while controlling the turbine engine with a completely different set of levers. Because people don't struggle enough with driving stick as it is. Anyways, take a listen. Now we are going to take a look at yet another Beetle, and this one is even crazier than the first one. Like I said, some people have too much money and time. Now this Beetle has many similarities to the Mini we just discussed. It also has 2 engines. In the front you'll find the original VW power plant powering the front wheels. But here's the twist. This thing has a 1350 horsepower jet engine in the rear. Like legit jet engine in the back of the Beetle. Now I have literally looked everywhere to see if the owner has ever took it down the quarter mile or tested the top speed, but I can't find anything. But I do feel like a 1350 horsepower jet powered Beetle will be one of the fastest on the planet. Bonus fact, this thing is street legal, and it cost the owner $200,000 to do the conversion. So every car so far we have looked at, people are putting crazy powerful motors into slow crappy cars. Well, let's gooi a U-turn and do something a little different. This is a Ferrari 308 GTS. Now originally this thing came out with a 2.9 litre Ferrari V8 that made around 240 horsepower to the rear wheels. Okay, so what engine did they put in the Ferrari? Well, let me give you a clue. Back in the 80s, there was a lot of fiberglass kits for the Pontiac Fiero that you could buy, and then your Fiero would look like a Ferrari. This dude took out the Ferrari motor and installed the 2.8 liter Fiero V6 into his Ferrari. So instead of making your Fiero look like a Ferrari, he gave his Ferrari a heart transplant, and he technically made it a Fiero. Because yeah. Now why did this dude do this? Well, his reason is the Ferrari engine is expensive to service and fix. My guy, don't buy a Ferrari if you can't afford to service it. This legit makes me angry. Like I know the Ferrari motor wasn't crazy good, but swapping it out for a 140 horsepower GM engine, just sell the bloody Ferrari. I mean, I'm telling you, Enzo Ferrari is actively haunting this dude in his dreams and at night, because this is just wrong. Anyways, moving from a Ferrari to a Porsche. Now let's put on our imaginary caps. Let's imagine you have a 911 Turbo S Porsche, but here's the thing, it's just too slow for you. Like a 0 to 60 of 3.9 seconds just feels dogged slow. What do? Upgrade the turbos, maybe do an ECU map? Yeah, me too. Well, Speed Density Racing thought, no, that's stupid. I know, let's put a VW VR6 engine into our 911 Turbo Porsche. Then we'll fully build the motor and built on a 83mm turbo. The result is a VR6 powered 911 turbo making north of 1,000 horses. Now I have no idea how much this whole job costed, but damn, that's a lot of power. And since it's a Porsche, it can probably use that power. Now for all the Porsche purists that want to get angry, just take a deep breath and remember how the Ferrari purist must feel. At least the Porsche still makes a lot of power. The Ferrari lost half of his horses and it's got a GM power plant. So just before you get angry, remember there's people that have it worse than you do. And now for the last guy on the list. This thing is mean, it's grey and it's a subcompact. It's a VW Lupo. This is it. Looks pretty fast, right? Yeah. Anyways, for those of you that didn't know, VW owns Bentley. So it's just logical to swap a W12 6-liter Bentley motor into your VW. Like it makes sense. The weird part in this specific build is the fact that it has two W12 Bentley motors in. One driving the front wheels and one driving the rear wheels. Now each 6-liter W12 produces around 440 horsepower and 515 Newton meters of torque. Now unfortunately he did lose some practicality by doing the swap. The boot is a little bit smaller and she does drink a little bit more gasoline. But I think all in all it was a good decision. Anyways, that's the entire video. It was a bit stupid, but I don't care, I enjoyed myself. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I've got many more list videos. Not really just like this one, but it's car related list videos. So if you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe, go to my channel. I'm sure there's something you like. I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers, eh?